Hey guys, Clone Wars, and today we'll be doing a deck profile on what I call the Lord of Blue Eyes deck. This deck is made, well, it's kind of made possible by family, friends, and by Cash for Apps. So please check out Cash for Apps. There might be a code in the description for when you download your first app. You get 20 points, and I get some points too. So if you guys want to get free 20 points when you download your first app and help me out so that way I can make more deck profiles like this for you, please check out that link, and let's get on to the video. So this deck is also made possible by my new and favorite structure deck, Rise of the True Dragon structure deck, which looks like that. Look at that. There's felgrand. And there's the Rise of the True Dragon. I recommend buying 3 of these. They're pretty cheap. They're $10 right now, and I'm guessing once they stop selling them, they're gonna go up in price, just like the Blue Eye Structure deck has. This Blue Eye Structure deck is actually my second favorite, hence why we're doing this. Blue Eyes White Dragon is my favorite card of all time, if you guys didn't know this, and I have been playing with Blue Eyes since Blue Eyes probably came out. I first got my Blue Eyes White Dragon from a Legend of Blue Eyes pack. So, you know, that was kind of rare. But right now, I don't have that Blue Eyes anymore, which kind of sucks. But I do have a copy of his old art. So, let's get into this. We run, 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons, obviously. This is the art I was talking about. It's very near and dear to my heart. My girlfriend actually got me this card, so thank you to her for getting me this card, and I love her very much. So those are the main cards of the deck. Obviously I can only run 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Also, this deck is kind of cheap in a way. It's cheap to make, and it's very competitive. So Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, this is the first edition Joey's World. So he's $11, but when you buy the structure deck, you do get a common version of him. So that is very nice. You also get Red Eyes Wyvern, but I wouldn't use Red Eyes Wyvern. I do have all the structure deck cards in a pile right now. I run double Arc Braves. He's very good for being in the graveyard. He's actually really nice in the graveyard. Basically, if this card is in the graveyard, your next standby phase, you can special summon 1 level 7 or level 8 monster from your graveyard. So I run this at 2 right now. I did run this at run, but I ran this at 1. Now I run it at 2 because I find that effect is very nice, especially with cards that we do have that can get them in the graveyard easier. 1 felgrand, because felgrand is really powerful. I don't use him all the time, and I kind of don't want to, but he is really powerful. He can actually be stronger than Blue Eyes, considering his effect is you could target 1 card in your opponent's graveyard or field, gain 100 attack and defense on how many levels that card has, and the card is banished after you give him the attack. So that's really nice. Also, this card is an MST. He can banish when he special summons from the graveyard, he can banish all spells and trap cards in their zones. So that's really nice too. I run triple Dragon Knight of Creation. He's basically a Dragon Ravine. For every time he destroys a monster, he can send 1 level 7. Yes, he can send 1 level 7 or 8 monster from the deck to the graveyard, and then you can send 1 card from your hand to the graveyard, then target 1 level 7 or level 8 monster in your graveyard to send this card to the graveyard, and if you do, special summon that monster. So he's easy ways to getting out any of the cards I have named except for Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, which kind of sucks because Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon is a really good card. No, don't fall. Okay. Double Kidmodo. Kidmodo is not new, but Kidmodo is very nice. When we activate one of our Dragon Ravine, if we activate Dragon Ravine, which we do have in this deck, you could discard this card, and then if you have, say, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Red Eyes Darkness Metal, you could literally send this card to the graveyard, and then you can special summon the Red Eyes or Blue Eyes from your hand. So this is a really, really nice card. It's a little better than Kaiba Man because this can work for any card, so it's really, really nice. And it's not from your field, it's from if this card goes to the graveyard. So anytime this card goes to the graveyard, it can summon any dragon type monster from your hand. One Maiden with the Eyes of Blue, because when she's targeted at all, you could switch her, you could negate it, switch her to attack mode, or switch her to defense mode. I'd play her in attack mode and switch her to defense. They can attack, and then you can special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand, deck, or graveyard. One Master, because then you could send one effect monster from the field to the graveyard, and special summon a Blue Eyes from the graveyard. Oh, drop Maiden. No, Maiden, stay. Double Protector with the Eyes. Discard an effect monster and special summon a Blue Eyes from your hand. White Stone Legend to get a Blue Eyes to the hand, just in case I need a Blue Eyes to my hand for some reason. There are going to be a couple reasons that I will explain in the extra deck, so this card is actually pretty helpful. And it's a tuner, so you get out those synchro plays. One Bright Star Dragon to get out a synchro, to get out a level 6, 7? 6. Wait a minute. He's a level something synchro. Hold on. 1, 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 to get a level 7 synchros. Thank you. Other than that, he's not really used for much. Just for level 7 synchros and or level 5s if you have them for some reason. Keeper of the Shrine. This is a really, 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 really interesting card. If a dragon type monster card is destroyed, you can special summon this card, and then you can special summon this card to the field. And he has 2100 defense right there. And so you would preferably special summon him in defense mode, and then when a card would be destroyed, and then you special summon him, say they only have one card so they can't destroy this one. When it comes back to you, he counts as 2 tributes, so you can special summon pretty much any dragon from your hand. One Kaiba Man, just in case I have a Blue Eyes on the field, Blue Eyes in my hand, and I can't summon him any other way. This could easily be traded out for Blue Eyes alternative White Dragon easily, because they do pretty much the same thing, except he's now useless, and Blue Eyes Alternative Dragon is really nice. And I don't have him because he's 15 bucks. Right now I don't have that kind of money to spend. Buster Blader, for mirror matching, and for other reasons I will explain here pretty soon. So that's all the monsters out of the way. Now we're getting into spells. I play one Silver's Cry to get out Blue Eyes if he's in the graveyard. That's about it. Just one Silver's Cry. Now, the new card that literally just came out that makes this deck even more possible. Triple Return of the Dragon Lords. He does basically the same thing as Silver's Cry, except it's only for level 7 or level 8 monsters. And if this card is in your graveyard and a dragon would be destroyed, by battle or by card effect, you could banish this card and negate the attack and or negate the card effect. So this is a really, really nice card for this deck, considering you run a lot of level 7s and level 8s. Honestly, if I didn't get into Arc Brave as soon as I did, I would have actually ran another Red Eyes. A Red Eyes Black Dragon, actually. Just because of this effect. It's really, really nice. And because of level 8 synchro plays. I'll get a level 8 synchro in the future. I currently don't have cards, but I can recommend extra cards for the... No, I have cards for the extra deck. I can just recommend more because of this card. It's just a really nice card, okay? 1 Poly Duality for draw power. Triple trade-in for more draw power. Because you're going to have Blue Eyes White Dragons and Felgrands in your hand. You could obviously get them in the graveyard and use Return of the Dragon Lords or Silver's Cry if it is a Blue Eyes White Dragon. So a triple trade-in is really, really nice. We have one Mausoleum of White for getting out those tuners pretty easily. And for synchro summoning really, really easier. Really, really easier. And then when this card is destroyed, you could also... when this card is destroyed, you get one Burst Stream of Destruction from your graveyard. From your graveyard. From your deck to your hand. Double Dragon Ravine. Basically, what you would want to do is play well, what you could do is you play Mausoleum of White first. Then draw Dragon Ravine. Replace Mausoleum with Dragon Ravine. Then get a Burst Stream of Destruction to your hand. And then send, say, Blue Eyes White Dragon to the graveyard. And then play a Silver's Cry or Return of the Dragon Lords. Special summon him. And then use Burst Stream of Destruction on your team. On the enemies. And... probably wipe them out, hopefully. I don't know. Hopefully, man. Double polymerization for our fusions that I'll be showing you. I used to play with 3, but I used to find that a little cluster. It used to be dead in my hand. 1 Dragon Mirror for another fusion. Couple fusions, actually. 1 Dragon Shrine, so I could discard 2 cards. So I could discard cards to my graveyard, discard Dragon-type cards to my graveyard, and if I discarded Blue Eyes, and then I can discard another card because the Blue Eyes is a normal monster. 1 Burst Stream of Destruction, 1 Dark Hole for a couple reasons. 1, say you have felgrand. Actually, I'll explain Dark Hole a little bit later. 1 Soul Charge, and for our traps, I run 1 Mirror Force. You don't even need any traps. I just run it because I can. So that's the main deck. Now we go to the extra deck, which we only have a couple minutes for. Great. Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. I run actually 2 of these. This is one of the new fusion monsters that just came out. He can be summoned with Dragon Mirror or by polymerization. Basically, when now we get into why I run Dark Hole. Basically, you can play Dark Hole, destroy all the monsters on both sides of the field. Then you could summon him using either Dragon's Mirror or polymerization. Then you could discard. Then you could attack, discard this card, attack again, and say if they have, I don't know, Mirror Force or whatever, you could banish this card and it would not affect him. And then attack again by discarding another Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, by another Blue Eyes fusion. So speaking of that, we have Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, the original art, which is one that my aunt got me, and I really, really love it. This is a gold rare, and thank you for my aunt for getting this to me. Now, the reason we have Buster Blader is for this. God, mirror matches and then summoning him is just so good. Because basically, when he is summoned, he switches all Dragon-type monsters into defense mode. He gains 1,000 attack for each Dragon-type monster in their graveyard, in your opponent's graveyard or field. And he does piercing damage. And on top of that, dragons cannot use their effects. This card is literally a Dragon Destroyer. I'm actually going to make a video saying which fusion of Buster Blader is the best. This is Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman. Love this card. Please, if you're mirror matching or anything, use this card. 5-headed dragons. Say you have Dragon Mirror in your hand and you have 5 dragons in your graveyard. Just pop them all, banish them all. Play 5-headed dragon. It's kind of hard to get around this card. It's really hard, actually. Black Rose. Our level 7 synchro. Pretty easy to get out, especially with Phonon Pulse Dragon, which I'll explain here in a minute. Basically, when he's summoned, he has a destruction effect, which he can destroy all monsters on the field, kind of like a Black Hole, and then he'll be the only card, and then, 24 to your opponent. Azure Eyes, pretty simple. When this card is summoned, all effects cannot be used against dragons, and on your next standby phase, I think, once per turn during your standby phase, you could target 1 normal monster in your graveyard, so he's basically a Silver's Cry 2, which is basically what this card is off of. And then Phonon Pulse Dragon. Phonon Pulse Dragon is basically just to get out any other synchro. He can lower his level to any one of these levels, to either level 4, level 3, level 2, or level 1, so he could be any level synchro. So he's really nice. Now, that's not all. I did order a new card. Yes, I did. I ordered Stardust. Stardust could actually be used in this deck because you do have level 7 targets. Blue Eyes Twin Burst is actually a really nice card for this, considering you can dump him as a fusion for Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Another card would be Red Dragon Archfiend, because he is also a level 8 target. And that's all I can think of. I don't know any XYZs that much. Like, the only XYZ you can make with level 7s that I have is Ebon Illusion Magician, which he didn't even come out yet, technically. That's a promo. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will hopefully see you guys in the next one. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. That is my Blue Eyes deck. Blue Eyes White Dragon is here to stay, baby. Alright, see you guys in the next one. Peace.